recess today?
We can't.
We had it yesterday.
I know, it was a one-time thing.
I knew you wouldn't keep it going.
Well, your teacher got in trouble.
Teachers get in trouble?
Yeah, when they advocate for kids.
Hi everyone. We have Stacie here, and we are continuing our series on just getting to know artists and filmmakers and understanding more about their projects. And so, yeah, I will pass it to you, Stacie, so you can introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Stacie McClam. I'm a filmmaker in the Bay Area. I'm from Los Angeles, but I've been out here about 3 years. But I went to college out here years ago, so I'm returning to the Bay Area. And yeah, I was able to start working with Jordan this year. He's been my DP on my films this year. So yeah, very excited and thankful that he said yes to my shenanigans, my vision, because he's like really truly surpassed the vision that I had for my films, honestly. So yeah, I'm very appreciative.
Yeah, see, that's Elliot. That's the student, a robotics genius, a design thinker.
That's
innovator.
nice and all, but it's not a priority.
Look, it is just 15 minutes of reading.
But he can't read!
15 minutes!
No afternoon recess.
Yeah, well, tell me about some of the films that you're currently working on and even worked on with Jordan.
Yeah, so the one that's complete is called Mr. Advocate. It's a short film. We actually expanded it to a feature, which we filmed last month. But the short is finished and it's screened at 2 festivals so far here in the Bay Area. And then it has 2 more upcoming festivals in September and October in the Bay Area. And it's about a teacher who gets in trouble for taking his students outside for afternoon recess. It's an elementary school teacher, and it's 2 male educators, the principal and the teacher. So I wanted to raise awareness about Black male educators in the classroom, and also just talk about how school's not really fun anymore. I used to be a teacher, so I make films solely about education issues. My film production company is called School Dismissed. And so I just remember having fun as a kid at school, like tetherball, and it was just so fun. But as a teacher and just an observer, it doesn't seem that kids have the kind of fun that I used to have. And so in this film, the principal is upset because the students are about to take the state test, and he's like, we don't have time for afternoon recess. So I was trying to show 2 truths, that the principal is right also because they have rules to follow. And in the film, the school district bans afternoon recess. So the principal is following the rules, but then and he wants the test scores to improve. We get it, but then also the teacher's like, hey, they just need a 15-minute break. So both characters are right. And that's the contrast I was trying to show that happens in real life too. So, yeah.
It's interesting how like having to hold the 2 truths right in these spaces, and how students and youth are impacted by it, and
Exactly.
but then also the adults having to hold that, right? It's like, who's the good guy and who's the bad guy, kind of in the scenario. And you said you do a lot of like projects around education. So you said you used to be a teacher as well. How long were you a teacher for?
I was a teacher for 10 years. I taught in LA, DC, and Denver, and they were all very challenging. They were actually so bad, I left to teach abroad twice. I taught in Japan and Kuwait just because I could not deal with the system here. So
Yeah. It's definitely a flawed system, and I mean, again, bringing this awareness about it right through your films is a beautiful way to like get people aware and then want to like make change with that. And do you feel like in terms of this is a theme that you continuously return to, or is there other like themes that you've experienced like during your filmmaking as well?
Other themes in education, you mean, or? Yes, so definitely. The first short film that I did this year was called The Policy, and that was about a middle school student who gets in trouble with her cell phone at school. Um, the trilogy that I'm working on with Jordan now, we've completed two of the films. It's an it's an education related trilogy focused on AI issues in schools. So there will be an elementary, middle, and high school. So, like I said, we finished. It's three 50-minute features. So we finished two. We started filming the third one, and then at the end of September, we'll finish up with that third trilogy. Um, so yeah, in that the AI issues in education that deals with tracking students into advanced placement, regular classes, that sort of thing. What other issues? Um, Reading again, because literacy is a big issue. Um, yeah. Oh, even like therapy, grief and therapy. So even though it's education related, I bring in those issues that the teacher characters have to raise awareness about the need for mental health in our community. And yeah, those are the themes so far. I want to tackle specifically phonics, the need for phonics part of
Yeah.
literacy in school. Yeah, because that's not really taught anymore. And yeah, just some other random education issues I'll think of.
No, I mean this is so important. Like I've worked in like education or with like mental health organizations, and a lot of it it's like, these kids have to go somewhere else to get what they need when they're in school 8 hours a day. And it's like, why not get it there, right? Why not be kind of a holistic place for them? And so, I mean, that is some beautiful work. How did you get into filmmaking?
Um, by default, actually, I didn't want to. Um, it's more of a calling a purpose. So I've uh how do you say struggled with it, but I've kind of surrendered to, okay, I'll do it. So yeah, I was not the child who had the camera and was taking, videos, trying to be a filmmaker or watch films. That was not me at all. I don't even really like films like that. And especially as a child, I got bored sitting down for a long time. So I wouldn't be the one watching TV. So it was just more, I see media as a powerful medium
Hmm.
to advocate. So I also went to law school in between my teaching career because I thought, oh, I could see how the law can impact education.
Yeah.
Graduated, went back to teaching. So I was like, I don't want to practice law. And then I was still frustrated with the school system. I was like, I can't deal with this school system. What am I going to do? And I was like, well, maybe I can advocate through film. So it wasn't planned. It was just a means to an end. So I'm only doing this to get the message out.
Wow, that's so powerful. Like to say, like I have to find the medium, right? Like, and not just being like, because I hear from a lot of these interviews and people I've talked to, like, everyone's so passionate. I love film, and this is my like life, and all this and that. And you're like, no, I want to just use it as a tool, right? So that folks can understand like these are the issues that are happening. How do we address it? And doing it in a creative way because again, like everybody loves media. Like everyone's so like in it. And so it totally makes sense that like I mean this is a great medium to actually reach people. So that's really powerful. And it definitely is a calling.
Yeah, it is. It is. And I'm trying now to make more conflicts in the film to make it interesting, entertaining, and also, I realize some people don't care about issues going on in school, which is fine. They're not familiar. But if I make it a relevant story, like these characters have real issues, like I said, the mental health or dealing with grief or whatever, then that can kind of draw them in. And I'm like planting seeds about the education stuff that they don't even know because they're just focused on the story. But I have a message behind, like a strategy, I guess,
Yeah.
behind what I'm doing.
Yeah, no, I mean that's super powerful. Do you feel as if like you will continue on this until like I guess do you feel like your like I have arrived moment will be?
No, because after I finish this trilogy, I don't know what I'm gonna do, if like this is it or if I'll continue. I don't know yet. I'm waiting to hear. So we'll see. If I'm supposed to keep going, I will. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now I just want to finish the trilogy, submit to film festivals, hope to get a distribution deal and see what happens.
Wow. I could see how, and I love that like you're sharing your journey because it actually is giving me a different perspective of from real like a mission driven like reason why you're doing this versus and not in comparison right to others, but people are like, hey, I want to like be this amazing filmmaker and I want to be like well known or like whatever that is, right? And I just think it's really powerful that it's like what drew you into this was really like the mission of like educating people and rate this raising awareness. I just think that's really powerful.
Well, thank you. And yeah, I just want to highlight too, like every artist, filmmaker is different. So yes, this is my journey and other people, may not necessarily be trying to send a message, and that's fine. Um, so there's, you know, room for everybody to do their thing. Also, I'm learning as I go. So, yeah, Jordan could tell you, I many times don't know what I'm doing, but it's good that I have a talented crew around me because they do know what they're doing and they help me so much. And yeah, I mean, I learn after each film more and more. Um, and that's like I've talked to Jordan about this too, that my focus is the message.
Mm.
And he's like, yeah, but we want it to look nice too. So it's good balance because I'm just focused on the message. And he's like, well, we can make it look good too. So because I'm not focused on the visual necessarily, but he is. And as the DP, that's his job. So yeah, that's why I've been blown away by the images that have been on the monitor and the grip and lighting department, the camera department. They're awesome. So everybody's well lit. Yeah.
So that's really cool. Like it is important to have those folks around you, especially if it's like, hey, like this is not where I like for me, I know like when I don't have like the expertise or that's not my focus, I'm like I need someone to hold that. And I think it's important like to have we talk a lot about collaboration in this work and with Our Time Films and I think this is the exact example of that of like, hey, this is how everyone can get what they need in this moment, whether it's like, hey, we're gonna get this message out, we're gonna make it look nice, we're gonna get into film festivals, which is a big thing. Because not everybody's accepted to film festivals, so that says a lot, right? And I think, yeah, it's like this is amazing work that's being done. And so like definitely just like round of applause for you and like your vision and do you think you'll go back to teaching like ever?
Oh no, never. Never. No, I know that for a fact. That season is over. I left in 2018. So
right before the pandemic. So
Mhm.
that was definitely a blessing to get out before that.
Yeah, and it was stressful before the pandemic. So, yeah.
Yeah. Were you teaching high school or you're
No, elementary, mostly first grade. But yeah,
wow.
it's a lot of mental health with the students, and also just the systems in place aren't there at some schools to allow kids to be successful. Like they're intentionally not helping kids succeed. And so it was just kind of disappointing to see this. So yeah, and I have so much respect for teachers. I really do. My grandmother was a teacher in segregated Virginia, and I
Wow.
have a lot of family members who are educators. So as a little girl, I had a lot of respect, for my grandmother, and I knew what she did. So yeah, I've done my time, and now I've been called to something else. So yeah.
Yeah. What would you say, like if you could have like a wand or one wish of like how to change the education system, like what would be that? Like, I mean, I know it's like a million things because it would have to be a whole strategy, but what's like that one thing where like, hey, like if I could just have this one thing in, in schools or, part of the education system here, what would that be?
Yeah, so it sounds kind of strange, but it would be that black and brown, that people would think black and brown kids can actually learn, because it's been my experience that we don't, it doesn't seem like they even think like our brains work, that we're even capable of being smart, being brilliant, being challenged, thinking critically. So it would be to change people's mindsets around that.
Mm. Wow. Yeah. I've definitely seen that. We're very like underestimating if a kid isn't like being, loud, right? Like sometimes, kids are thinking and give them time to think, right? Just because no one's raising their hand doesn't mean that their brains isn't, going to those places. It's like taking the time with them. And so that is, yeah, I would, I would love to see that like mental shift there.
Definitely.
In terms of what you would like in terms of like other type of collaborations or other things that you may need, what are ways that people can like get in contact with you if they want to just be a part of your films or part of like your message or give you money or whatever those things are, like how could they find you?
Sure. My website is schooldismissed.com. And then on that website, you can find all of my socials. You can find my email. I'm not posting this year on social media, but I'll pick back up next year. But you can definitely go to my page. Um, Yeah, if for the first film in the trilogy, we do have a fiscal sponsor. The organization is called Brave Maker. So if anybody wants to donate, you can donate or text 44321. Text Eyes in the Hall. That's the name of the film to 44321.
Well, awesome. Well, thank you for being here and definitely hope to see all these films across all these different film festivals all around the world and that impact actually, make it to people's minds and shift the thinking.
That's the goal. Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.